Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I'm. Show me where you wanna go next, you know. Right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth at, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, send it back to back. Kicking 9 times, doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the foot, get the prophets back. Officer Ahim, yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix, get from way back. Minister of knowledge, officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy, mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Mouth from my lips when I'm. Show me where you wanna go next, you know. Right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth at, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, send it back to back. Kicking 9 times, doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the foot, get the prophets back. Officer Ahim, yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix, get from way back. Minister of knowledge, officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy, mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Mouth from my lips when I'm. Show me where you wanna go next, you know. Right away. lost and you don't know where the truth at. Looking all around but you don't know where they're going. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Enemies are teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Enemies are teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
welcome. We're back this week. You're now tuned into
Our Hidden History radio show.
Sorry about that. Trying to get my thoughts together for the class. We're gonna open up with Syria. We're still done with Assyria. The first thing I want to do is I want to deal with real fast. I mentioned last week about Japheth being in the Americas. I want to real quick. I want to go to type in Melanesian people. Melanesian people. I mentioned Japheth being pushed over to the islands farther east. About how Esau took over the European lands and assumed the identity of the real Europeans, the black ones. So real quick, give me Melanesians.
That's good. Melanesians. Melanesians are the predominant and indigenous inhabitants of Melanesia in a wide area from Maluku Islands and New Guinea to as far east as the islands of Vanuatu and Fiji.
Remember I read earlier, those are Austronesians, Melanesians people, but hold on a second, that's not what I want. Let me see. Yo, keep going. Read that in the meantime while I find this.
Most speak either one of the many languages of the Austronesian language family.
There you go. Of the Austronesian, what?
Language family.
These are all the same. These are all the same people. Go ahead.
Especially ones in the Oceanic branch or from one of the many unrelated families of Papuan languages.
Mm-hmm.
Other languages are the several creoles of the region, such as Tokpisan, Hairi Motu, Solomon Islands, Pidgin, Bislama, and
Papuan
Malay.
Go ahead.
A 2011 survey found that 92.1% of Melanesians are Christians.
White man got over there.
Damn.
White man got over there fast.
Damn.
So Israel's definitely over there. 1 second. Go to origin and genetics. Origin and genetics.
Origin and genetics. The original inhabitants of the group of islands now named Melanesia were likely the ancestors of the present-day Papuan people.
Mm-hmm.
They appear to have occupied these islands as far east as the main islands in the Solomon Islands.
This is Japheth. Go ahead.
Including Makira, and possibly the smaller islands further to the east, particularly along the north coast of New Guinea and in the islands north and east to New Guinea. The Austronesian people, who had migrated into the area more than 3,000 years ago, came into contact with these pre-existing populations of Papuan-speaking peoples.
All right, so the Austronesian. Jump down to 1 second. Go down to the picture. Watch. Go down. Right there. See that? There you go.
Dang.
That's them. That's Japheth right there.
And you can see they have on Discovery Channel. Sometimes they be having them.
Yeah, they have them hunting sharks.
Right, and then they live in the islands.
Mm-hmm.
And they show you how they hunt.
Yep.
And eat.
They be building stuff. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, build stuff.
Island,
Yeah. Also,
pure Negroes.
mm-hmm. I want go down to incidents. You calm down, sisters. Don't get spiritual. You okay? Go down to incidents of. Go down. There we go. Calm down, ladies. Calm down, sisters. I know. Oh, they have the hair of Jesus. All right, so they're known to have this hair. This is them. Go down. This is what they're known for.
Incidents of blonde hair in Melanesia. Blonde hair is rare in native populations outside of Europe and North Africa. It evolved independently in Melanesia, where Melanesians of some islands, along with some indigenous Australians.
Along with what?
Some indigenous Australians.
Ah, that's the Japheth. That's the Aboriginal Australians. The original Australians. Before those Brits got over there. British over there and claimed Australians.
Yeah, and push them in the
mountains. They killed them.
Right.
They were killing them. Okay, the Australians. Go ahead. And push them in the mountains. Right, go ahead.
are one of a few groups not descended from Europeans who have blonde hair.
Correct. So you have you have heathens, dark heathens, that have the blonde hair. Now, Jake is among these people. I can't deny that. We were taken over here and we mixed among them. So I'm pretty sure among them you have us with the same hair. Okay, but our sisters don't get blonde hair to mimic them, because that's blonde woolly hair. That ain't blonde white people hair. That's blonde woolly hair there. Okay.
It's still like sheep. Still
Right.
Look like sheep.
Right.
Sheep hair. Yep.
Go down to the pictures. Click down. Go down some. It's all Japheth here. All right. These are all go back to Javanese people. What else did I want? Click the origin of Melanesian. What the word means. Or just go to Melanesian etymology. I mean, it's in the word, Melanesian. Yeah. Definition of it, or etymology, whatever. And click, whichever one.
Try Wikipedia.
Yeah, click there, whatever one. It's going to tell you what it means. Melanesia. See that? Click the map there. See? Australia, in Melanesia, Polynesia. See all the little islands?
Papua,
New Guinea.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all them. That's all Far Eastern. These are Pacific Islanders.
Solomon Islands.
Oceania, that's them. Solomon Islands, this all them pushed here. Okay?
So Japheth is still around. They just pushed all the way
In the mountains and the islands.
in the islands and so forth.
Yeah, Esau is living in the best of the part of the land. Damn devil.
All right, so now go back out of this. Micronesia, Macronesia. I think that means small islands or big, something like that. Melanesia. The word means Melanesia.
Melanesia, let me see it's Hey, go back out and put in the etymology
yeah.
of Melanesia, not Polynesian.
Melanesia etymology. I found it before. I know what it means. I want people to see it. I'm just touching on Japheth real quick, that's all.
You got it?
It's an island of black people.
All right, so
Yep.
there it is right here.
Yep.
The name Melanesia from Greek, black, and island etymologically means islands of black people.
Melanesian.
There you go.
Islands of black people.
In reference to the dark skin of the inhabitants.
Now, Japheth is always in these areas. They just got just areas of Europe. They pushed them over. They pushed them out. But Japheth already had Greece. They had Europe. They had these islands already. They had these areas already. They just got pushed. Remember the Medes and so forth. That's Japheth. They had these areas. They had the Far East and so forth. Then eventually Moab and Ammon were eventually pushed out by Babylon. The majority of Moab and Ammon were pushed over along with Japheth, and they intermingled together. That's your Taiwan, your Thailand, all mingled around. Because Moab and Ammon got pushed over when the Babylonians took over and pushed most of them out of these areas, and they ended up coming over to the Far East as well and intermingled with Japheth. That's why they're all these different people, Indonesians, Javanese, it's all mingled around. Elam went over there too. Hindus, Elam went over there. They went far east. They said, all these lands are neighboring. They're all neighboring. So Japheth has always had these islands here, Pacific Islands and so forth. That's what they refer to as Javanese, because Javan and them, the Japheth took over those areas. They had that land already. But later on, Moab and Ammon got pushed over there too. All right? So that's what I want. So the Greeks called them black people, island blacks, or black islanders. Okay?
Hey, Deke, quick question. Just with Genesis 10 and 5, it said, about the isles of the Gentiles.
Yeah, read that. Let's get it. Read that.
Yeah, it says Genesis chapter 10, verse 5. It said, by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families, and their nations. And then when you go to the definition of isles, it says an island or a peninsula, especially a small one.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because it says here in verse 2, the sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, Magi, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, Teres, Gomer. And it says, and the sons of Javan, Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By these, going into Japheth as well, by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families and their nations. So it is referring to Japheth here inhabiting isles, but it also goes into all Israel, all the nations inhabiting their lands in general. You got a lot of so-called scholars that say only Japheth is Gentiles.
Right.
I've heard that before. Somewhere I've heard about Japheth. That's referring to just Japheth being Gentiles inhabiting the isles as in islands. And Japheth took those islands. Okay, but Israel, other nations, other nations took islands as well. All right, but Japheth took those islands. They took the Fiji Islands. They took those isles. They had Crete. Crete's an island. They took that too.
Yes, sir.
Crete is an island. That's what's the name is studying at. The Minoans. They had Crete. That's
Right.
Japheth.
Yep.
So Japheth took the isles. They took the isles. Not all of them, but they took the islands areas. The Icelandic, that's why the Greeks called them what? Melanesians. Black Islanders. Okay, that's Japheth going into that. But when it says isles, it says the isles, it is referring to Japheth right there, but of course it's going into where Ham and Ham also took portions of Japheth's land that they shared as well. Like the Sidonians took some of Japheth's land. We went over that
Right.
months ago. All right, and then eventually Israel came. We came up in there as the Hannibal and them. We took over. We ended up intermingling with both.
Became the
With
majority.
both Japheth and Ham, and we became the majority, right? And took it over. But Japheth took the isles. All right? 'Cause someone said, how you know that's Japheth over there? Because Japheth took the isles, the islands.
That's the point I was trying to make.
Right.
All praise.
Right, all praises. So that's enough of Japheth. I only touched on Japheth because of the Medes and how they were black, and so I want to go into how the Medes are dark. I showed you that last week, and how the Medes play an integral role. They play a major role in the rise and fall of nations. Like you'll see what I mean. So let's get Wikipedia. I want list of Assyrian kings. I sent you that today. That should be one of your latest things I sent.
List of Assyrian kings.
Right, now I go down to Middle Assyrian kings. Remember, the Assyrians and Babylonians ruled jointly as the Akkadian Empire. So I want, right, there we go. So this is the list of, what did I say, middle?
Yes, sir. Middle of Assyrian kings.
Middle Assyrian kings. So blow it up some, if you can, and move it over. I want you to get their names. Focus on their names. Go up. What's that say to the successor and what? Does that say successor and what on the right?
Where are we looking?
Successor.
Secession and notes.
Yeah, I don't want that. Let's move that. Move that and blow it up some more to just the two. All I want is the names, and yeah, that's fine right there.
Shamshi Adad the first.
Okay, so you got Shamshi Adad the first. Go ahead.
Ishmi Dagan the first. You had Mut Ashkor. You have Ramash. Asanam.
Go down. There's more. Watch this.
All right, so you had Ashur Dagul.
Stop. So you have Ashur Dagul. Why is his name Ashur Dagul? Because Ashur was their forefather. They took the name of their forefather. You know what I find hilarious is that people say, I don't believe in the Bible because Where are their bones? Bones don't matter. I said it before a long time ago. Progeny proves the progenitor. No one knows where Abraham's body is. No one knows where he's found, but Ishmael exists.
Right.
No one knows where Jacob is around, but his children exist. No, they say, well, it was Noah's Ark. It's not real. Okay, cool. So being that Noah never existed, right? The Ark is a myth. It's all folklore and fairy tale. Okay, no problem. Who is Aram? Where did he come from? Who is Elam? Where did he come from? Because those are all Semitic peoples. I'm sorry. Where's the word Semitic come from? Where does the word Semitic come from? Right. If there's no Noah, there can't be a Sem, right?
Right.
Who are the Hamitic people? Who are the Hamitic peoples? Who are they? If there's no Noah, who's Ham?
Right.
Who are they? Who are the Javanese? Who are they? Noah never existed. Okay, cool. Who is Aram? Where did the term Aramaic come from? Or Aramaean? Where did that come from? Where did the name Ashur come from?
Right.
Where did the name Assyrian come from? Because Ashur comes out of Shem. But if there's no Noah, who's Shem? So what I'm showing you is that I don't need to know Noah existed based upon his progenitors. Based upon Noah's being the progenitor, his progeny, his children prove he existed. Now, I did a class a long time ago called The Conspirators of Crafty Council. And I showed in the video Noah's Ark.
Yes, you
It's
did.
sitting right there.
Yes, you did. On Mount
Ararat. It's sitting right there. Encased in the rock. It's petrified.
Same dimensions.
Because same dimensions, same measurements. They found old animal dung, feces, remains in it. They found stone anchors that were let down, and you had missionaries and heathens. They drew crosses on it. They knew that was Noah. And then they have villagers that live under Mount Ararat. They have pieces of the shards of the petrified stone, and they wrote Noah on it. So the inhabitants of Mount Ararat today, the people that inhabit that mountain, the bottom of it, because they say that there's a big storm. It's like a huge storm on top of the mountain, so people are too afraid to go up there. But those who are brave enough to go up there and check up there, they found pieces of the ship and they take it back down to their village. And the Chinese and Russian archaeologists excavated and said, "Yo, this is the same exact measurements as the Bible, the same exact measurements, which is 3 stories."
They said they were 90. I think they said they were
99.9% sure,
right,
that it was the Ark. And they found it through a satellite. They took a picture. They said, "Oh, yeah, that's it right there. It's huge.
It had to still be around because where is it going to go?
It's huge.
Yeah, it's going to go. It's not going to
It's
go.
sitting on top. Remember, when the water subsided, the boat just sat on top of the mountain.
Right.
The mountains were what? Submerged in water. The whole earth was underwater, including mountains. They found fish bones in mountains. How? How'd they get up there? Because they were swimming along the mountains and the water came up. So these are things that I went over years ago.
And they also talk about the wood, the exact wood that the Bible.
Yeah, the gopher wood, yes.
Gopher wood, that's the same kind of wood.
Yep, same what they found petrified in that stone. So if you deny the man, you deny the boat, you got to explain to me where the term Semitic comes from, outside of Shem, Noah's son. You have to explain to me outside of Shem, the biblical Shem, where does the term Semitic come from? Real quick, let's deal with that. Give me Shem, real quick. Etymology of Shem. No. Etymology of Semitic.
But Deacon, the scripture says there's no end to all the people.
Oh, well, I know that, but I'm speaking from I'm being a devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
When I say that the Bible is not real because the people who the Bible speaks of, there's no their remains are missing. You know what they can't find also? Alexander the Great. No one knows where he's buried. Nefertiti, they don't know where she's buried. Ramses the VIII, they don't know where he's buried. Was he a real person?
Yes, sir.
They can't find their remains. Were they real people? Alexander the Great, they can't find where he was buried. Did he exist? I dare to say he didn't exist. I dare to say he didn't. Read that.
Shem.
No, go to etymology, the etymology itself. Go to the etymology.com. Etymology.com. Go down. It should be on there. It should be in the search. Shem etymology. Okay, you don't have it. Etymology.com. I like that website. It's more thorough. Etymology.com and just type in Shem. Semitic. Why do I keep saying Shem? Semitic.
You know, it's crazy. People still do the same thing today when we bring out when we bring out Deuteronomy 28:68, where the slave ships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where the slave ships at.
Exactly.
Right.
And there's plenty of records of the slave ships.
Right.
Plenty of records of the
And remember, they weren't built to be slave ships. They were cargo ships. They just put niggas on the ships. They became cargo slave ships and they started importing slaves over. But they were already cargo ships before they brought slaves on them, idiots. So once slavery ended, those cargo ships remained and there were no more slaves on them. Dumbasses. Y'all guys are retarded. Retarded. Semitic. No, Semitic. Not Shem. Semitic. I-T-I-C.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. I gotta walk you guys through life.
They get warmed up.
All right. Okay, here we go. Read that, please.
Semitic, 1797, denoting the language group that includes Hebrew,
Oh.
Arabic, Aramaic,
Oh, here we go. Arabic, Aramaic. Go ahead.
Assyrian.
Whoa. Assyrian. Now, it's my first time looking this up here, so I don't know I was even there. Assyrian, etc. You know why I say etc.? Because you have Elam.
It goes on.
You have Syria. You have Persians. Go ahead. Or
Moab,
Ammon.
Ammon.
Go ahead. Joktan, Midian. Go ahead.
1826, as of or pertaining to Semites.
Pertaining to who?
Semites.
Semites. Go ahead. Keep going.
From medieval Latin, Semiticus. Source of Spanish, Semitical. French, Semitique. German, Semitish. From Semita. See Semite.
Let's click Semite, please. So Semitic goes back to the word Semite. Click that, please. Go down. Let's read that now. Wow. Oh, look at that. A Semite. Read that, please. What year is this?
Semite, 1847.
So you know we was at in 1847.
Not reading this.
Go ahead.
A Jew.
So it gives you the first Semite it gives you is a Jew. Go ahead.
Arab.
That's Ishmaelites. And also Abraham's other children who went to the east, Joktan, Midian. That's all Arab. The wild Arabs, the crazy ones, are the ones that blow things up. That's the wild ones. That's Ishmael, the chief of them. But there are other Arabs outside of him. Go ahead.
Assyrian.
Assyrians are Semite. I told that Jewish guy in the video that in Philly. Yep. I am a Semite. You're an anti-Semite. I said, I'm a Semite too. You're the ham because you're black. I said, how? I said, you got other black nations too. You got black Arabs. He said, they're Arabized. I said, well, you being an idiot. But these guys, they've stolen an identity that doesn't belong to them. And on top of that, on top of stealing an identity, they've claimed the word Semite only pertains to them.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy. You think you're the only Semites, that Shem only had Jews. Shem was around thousands of years before the Jews were even in existence. Read it again.
Semite, 1847. A Jew, Arab, Assyrian, or Aramaean.
Stop. A Jew, Israelite, Arab, Ishmaelite, Assyrian, Ashur, and Aramaean is Assyrian. That's a Syrian or Aramaic. Aramaeans are Syrians. Go ahead.
And apparently isolated use from 1797.
From during that time. Go ahead.
Refers to the Semitic language group. Back formation from Semitic or else from French Semite, 1845.
Watch this.
From modern Latin Semita.
You did that earlier. Go ahead.
From late Latin
Sem.
Shem. One of the three sons of Noah.
You can't make this up. Nope. Make it make sense. So if you don't believe in Noah ever existing, you must explain to me, outside of Shem, how are the Jews, Arabs, Assyrians, and Syrians Semitic? Outside of Shem. You have to explain it to me. Anyone who denies the Bible must explain to me where the term Semite comes from, or Semitic comes from, or Aramaean comes from, or Aram came from outside of Noah, outside of his three sons.
Oh,
You
go.
must explain that to me. Those of you who are watching, now you have an argument for atheists. You don't believe in God, no problem. You don't believe in the Bible, no problem. Do you believe in Arabs existing? Yes. Who are they? Semitic people? Yes. Where does the word Semitic come from? Where does the word Semitic derive from? It derives from a Semite. A Semite is a descendant of Shem, who is the descendant of Noah, who was written in a book you don't believe in. Don't make sense.
Go kill yourself.
Wait, let's read on.
This is better. Keep going.
Let's read on.
I'm seeing a little bit. I'm blind. I'm seeing a little bit of it, and I know it's crazy.
What y'all doing?
Read the rest. Go back where you was at. What just happened?
Just go hang yourself.
All right.
Go back. Go down. Go ahead.
One of the three sons of Noah, Genesis 10:21 to 30,
We read that last week. Go ahead.
regarded as the ancestor of the Semites, and in old Bible-based anthropology.
In old Bible-based anthropology, meaning the study of people. In old Bible anthropology, but there's no way to know what a Semite is without the Bible. So it says in old Bible based, as if there's other bases you can use to substantiate how they're Semites outside the Bible. There's no other way but Bible to substantiate that they're Semites. So it says, so it's saying in parentheses, in old Bible-based anthropology, as if there's some other form of anthropology that's not Bible-based that can explain them being Semites. There is none. The Bible explains how nations came to be. The Bible explains how nations came to exist. That's why it's called Genesis. It's the nation's beginning. Every nation's beginning on this earth derives from three branches of one man: Shem, Japheth, and Ham. There's no nations that exist outside of that realm. None. None. Read on. There's more. Semites from Bible-based anthropology from what?
From Hebrew, Shem.
Go ahead.
In modern sense, said to have been first used by German historian August Schlossler in 1781.
So these people knew that the nations derived from they're Semitic. Anyone who says that they're a scholar in historical studies of nations, anthropological studies of nations, whether if you want to be an Egyptologist, you believe in Kemet, which goes back to Ham anyway. The word Kemet, we got old books that show you that the word Kemet comes from the word Ham, or Ham, how you pronounce it? Ham. Ham.
We brought that out already.
Ham is all Ham. It's still Ham. So either or, if you would have to, or you even have a term called Cushitic peoples. Cushitic. Who the hell is that? What is a Cushitic peoples? That go back to Ethiopia. Who's Cush? Who that? Oh, that's right. Cush is the child of Ham. Wait a minute. Who's Ham? The child of Noah, man. Yep. You can't beat it, man. It's full circle for you idiots out here that denounce the Bible. We make things hard for y'all. You can denounce the Bible all you want. History bears record. I said before, progeny proves the progenitor. I don't need bones. I don't need no mummified remains of a person to say, yeah, they existed. Because their children prove their existence. That's like a person saying, that's like, for example, let's say, for example, use me as an example. I lived a life where my identity was secret. No one knows my real name. No one knows where I'm from. No one knows where I lived. But I had a whole bunch of kids all over the place, right? And they all have my name, whatever. My remains are a mystery. No one knows where I'm buried or whatever. Remains being a mystery doesn't negate my existence because my children prove my existence. So where's Abraham's body at? I don't care where Abraham's body is because Abraham dropped seed in enough women to produce children that became nations that exist today. So I don't need to know where Abraham is buried because I know his children are running around blowing things up. I know that. I know them C4s they strapping themselves is real. Literally, so they ain't real. Syrians are real.
And the Bible confirm it.
And the prophecy, right. Right.
The Bible confirms he's going to be wild like
Yeah,
that.
that's it.
So I'm taking this captivity stuff really slow, history slow. Now, let's go to, it says from Latin sem, because the Greeks, the Romans oftentimes spoke Greek or vice versa. So it says from the Latin sem. Get Luke real quick, Luke.
And Dick, you know, most
3.
Most of the time, all these things they're saying is they just don't want to keep God's law. That's pretty
Right, just
simple.
say that.
That's
Just
it,
say,
That's it.
just say, listen, I like being a nigga.
Yep.
I want to die, and I don't believe in that Bible because I want to die. Cool. Much respect.
Yep.
What Kevin Samuels do?
Get off my train.
Salute to you, man. Salute to you 2/3, man.
Yeah, just wait for the bomb to come. That's it.
Just wait for the bombs. It's cool. You know?
Deep, which one? Luke 3:36.
Yeah. Because Luke is written in Greek. Yeah.
The book of Luke, chapter 3, verse 36. Which was the son of Canaan? Which was the son of Arphaxad?
Remember, Arphaxad was one of Shem's children. Arphaxad. Go ahead.
Which was the son of Sem.
Son of who?
Sem.
See, that's Sem there. Because in Greek, the letter S is pronounced with a sh sound, as in shut up, or shoot, or shy. So when we read Sem in English, it's not really pronounced Sem, it's pronounced Shem. With an S, in Greek, it's a SH sound in Greek. SH sound. So you'll find words like in Greek, like the name Elisha in Greek is Eliseus. But it's not really Eliseus, it's Eliseus. The S in Greek is the S in Greek is a SH sound. Another example of that would be Elias. Elias is Elijah. That's born. Like Jesus in Greek would be Jeshu in Greek. It'd be Jeshu. Jes, well, English form of it. Jesu. The S is added. The S can be added or taken away. Okay, the name Jesus is an English derivation of the Greek Yeshu, or Jesu, Jesu, Jeshu, as in short for what? Jeshua or Yeshua, whatever. In English is Jesus. That's why in Spanish they say your name is Jesus, or they'll say Jesus without the S, Cristo. Jesus Cristo, they'll say. Jesus without the S, because the S in Greek and Spanish can be removed or added. You heard dumb niggas saying on the message board last week, the name Jesus comes from Zeus. It does not.
Oh, gosh.
Y'all gotta
You
stop.
better shut your white mouth.
Y'all gotta stop this, man.
Oh.
The name Zeus in Greek is Deus. D-E as in deuce, or Dios, or Dias, as in day. He was a day god. He threw lightning bolts. He resided in Mount Olympus. He was a day god. So his name was, like they say, Buenos Dias, that good day. Buenos Dios. It's Deus, Dios, Dias, that's Zeus. The letter D in Greek is the letter D in Greek is the letter Z in Greek is the D sound. The letter Z in Greek is the D sound, as in Deus. So Zeus in English is pronounced Zeus. Among the Greeks, it was Deus with a D. So it's not Jesus. This Negroes, man, is Jesus, brother, Jesus.
Somebody smack him.
Yes. Yes, it's Deus. Dios. And feminine is Dias. That's why women say I'm a diva. Right. The word diva goes back to a goddess or devo for a man. It's all the same. It's all relative. Divine as in divinity, as in divine. It's all relative. It's all the language, the words, English. Remember, the Most High made languages. So all the word, every language derives from the original Hebrew, the original the angels speak. The prophets spoke of old, the original before the dividing of tongues. Everyone spoke so-called Hebrew. Everyone, real pure Hebrew, in ancient times. Adam and his wife, and all languages derive from that language. All of them, including English, as mixed as it is a mutt language as well. But every language derives from that one. Every language derives from that one. Yeah, and that's why languages now all are different dialects of each other. You know, like Greek is like you have alphabet, alpha, omega, blah 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 blah, yada yada yada. I'm sidebarring, but the point is that people come to their own foolish conclusions without doing any research, man. You gotta do your research. You want to say something, LaQuat? I'm sorry.
No, no. When you mentioned Deus, Dick, like in French, this Deus without the S is D-I-E-U, which is Dieu, which means God
Right.
in French.
Right, Jew, right. Without the S.
Right, without the S.
So you go again back to my point about the S being interchangeable. It could be added or taken away
yeah.
and retain the same meaning.
'Cause that's how they say God in French.
Right, like Dio.
Dieu,
Dio. Or,
Dieu. Yeah, right.
right,
Without
Dio.
the S.
Right. Without the S. Dios or Dio. Right. Same thing. Buenos dias. People say buenos dias or buenos dias. S is taken at S. Those of you who speak Spanish know what I'm talking about. When you speak a damn Latin, that's Latin. That's a caveman language. Romans ran the caves and their language died.
But Dick, anyway, the whole conclusion of the whole matter is keep God's law and live. That's it.
All that stuff
All
is
it's irrelevant.
Right, it's irrelevant.
It's not necessary.
But I only present these arguments for those of you who may find yourself having any doubts. Those of you who are new to the Bible or understanding the Bible, I present those facts to you so you can't say, well, I don't believe in that Bible because of those arguments I presented earlier, because you're going to lose. If you come across those who know the Bible like we do, you're going to lose that argument. On the secular level, on the biblical level, argument, you'll lose. Because I cover both. So there's no way to escape. You're just, once you and I have a conversation, and you say I don't believe in that Bible, and you give me them dumbass reasons I mentioned earlier, you're going to get lined up and destroyed. You just lining yourself up. You just don't believe. Just say I don't believe. Let's just say to me, among us, I don't believe. That's it. Just end it with, just be clear.
That's the wise choice.
That's it.
There's a wide choice you can say, I don't believe. Cool, I don't believe. Now, give me, go back to the list of kings again. Thank you. Sidebar a lot. It's all right.
We back in Luke 3, right? D?
Yeah, Luke 3. We'll read it again.
Luke, the book of Luke, chapter 3, verse 36. Which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of Arphaxad, which was the son of Sem, which was the son of Noah, which was the son of Lamech, which was the son of Methuselah, which was the son of Enoch, which was the son of Jared, which was the son of Malalil, which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God.
So you have to acknowledge these people. If Noah existed, that would mean if Noah existed, you cannot denounce his ancestors. Now you got to go back to Seth. You got to go back to Adam again. Going back to that Bible again. Continue where we at. Asher. So Asher, give me Genesis 10. To see why their names is Asher all over the place. Asher, Dugal.
If I make a point,
Yeah.
Remember, we showed a couple of shows back. We showed it was some scientific that Esau did on Adam and Eve.
Saying there's a science, they call them scientific Adam and Eve.
Right, they call them scientific.
And every
Adam and Eve.
single person on the earth, their genes all tie back to that one man and one woman back in Africa. Adam and Eve. They call them scientific Adam and Eve. They say scientific, they're not going to say biblical Adam and Eve.
Right.
They say scientific Adam and Eve.
Because he's adverse.
Right, because he's adverse. He's Satan, the Bible speaks of. Read that. Genesis 10.
Genesis chapter 10, verse 1.
No, Ashur, 10:20, 22. Shem.
Yes, sir. The book of Genesis chapter 10, verse 22. The children of Shem, Elam, and Ashur, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram.
So, children of Shem, or Semites, Elam, Ashur. Ashur is the father of the Assyrians. Father of the Assyrians, or Ashurians. In Arphaxad, which is Abraham's great-grandfather, Lud and Aram, going back to the Arameans. These are all Semites. So what these nations did was, these nations, outside of Abraham, of course, they deified the fathers. They deified Ham, they deified Ashur, and worshipped him as a god. So read that, Ashur what? And named themselves after him. Read that.
Ashur Dagol.
Uh-huh.
Ashur Apalad 80. Nasir Sin. Sin Namir. Itki Ishtar.
Ikki Ishtar, because they worship these gods. Ikki Ishtar, going back to who? Ishtar, Esther. Go ahead, Ashereth, go ahead.
Adad Salulu.
Uh-huh. Adasi. Go down.
Go down.
Don't go too fast now. You just passed those last two? You just passed those up there?
I never read those.
Go up, go up, go up. Go up. We didn't read these. Go up here. Go
Hold on.
up.
Keep going. Right here.
Yeah, we didn't read these. Move it up, blow it up. But I don't want those two. Just keep the years and the names. Well, whatever. Yeah, that's right there. That's good. Go ahead.
Shemshi-Adad the first.
Right. These things are important. Shamshi-Adad the first.
Ishmi-Dagan first.
So they worship the god Dagon. The Dagon, give me that real quick. Dagon.
No, we read these already. Go to the other ones that you just had. The Bel Banah.
Okay, go down. Okay, we did read those in.
Come on. Right here, bro.
Right here. So hold on to that. We read earlier about Dagon. We read Ishtar. We read Dagon. Get real quick. Dagon. The Assyrians worshipped him. Dagon. He's a fish god.
The god, yeah,
So
right.
with
Philistines.
with Samson, right?
Yeah. Dagon.
With the Philistine,
Hold on.
Judges.
1 Samuel 5 and 2.
It was scripture of the Most High. He knocked it down.
Yeah. That's it. 1 Samuel 5 and 1.
Oh yeah, when they put the Ark of the Covenant.
Right,
Yep.
right.
They kept falling over.
You're like, what the hell going on here? 1 Samuel. The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 5, verse 1. And the Philistines took the ark of God and brought it from Ebenezer unto Ashdod. When the Philistines took the ark of God, they brought it unto the house of Dagon and set it by Dagon. And when they of Ashdod arose early on the morrow, behold, Dagon was falling upon his face to the earth before the ark of the Lord.
They put the ark of the Lord in the freaking temple of Dagon. Go ahead.
And they took Dagon and set him in his place again. And when they arose early on the morrow morning, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. And the head of Dagon and both the palms of his hands were cut off upon the threshold.
The Lord cut the hands off of the idol. Go ahead.
Only the stump of Dagon was left to him. Therefore, neither the priests of Dagon, nor any that come into Dagon's house, tread on the threshold of Dagon in Ashdod unto this day.
Damn, read on.
But the hand of the Lord was heavy upon them of Ashdod, and he destroyed them and smote them with emerods.
Emerods is hemorrhoids. God gave them emerods. Emerods is hemorrhoids. He put boils in their behinds. Yes, all praise to the Lord. He gave them hemorrhoids. All praise. So the Lord can smite you with hemorrhoids. Go ahead.
Even Ashdod and the coast thereof. And when the men of Ashdod saw that it was so, they said, the ark of the God of Israel shall not abide with us, for his hand is sore upon us, and upon Dagon our God.
And upon Dagon our God. These are Ashdodites. These are Hamites. Go ahead.
Verse 8, they sent therefore and gathered all the lords of the Philistines unto them, and said, what shall we do with the ark of the God of Israel? And they answered, let the ark of the God of Israel be carried about unto Gath. And they carried the ark of the God of Israel about thither. And it was so, that after they had carried it about, the hand of the Lord was against the city with a very great destruction. He smote the men of the city.
He didn't want it there. Go ahead.
And he smote the men of the city, both small and great, and they had emerods in their secret parts.
He put boils in their secret parts. He put boils all on their genitals and their behind. Messed them up. That's all I want. Now give me First Chronicles 10.
I just sent in a picture with the fish Dagon.
Yeah, I was gonna go into that. Yeah,
Put
the
that-
fish
and then
Dagon.
Also, put the Pope.
Yes. It showed that.
I'm gonna
Yep.
show you.
Hey, and get that little Christianity fish they be
Yeah,
using in
that's
the back cars.
it. That's a Catholic thing.
That goes all
So,
that
yeah.
coincide, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that Darwin's theory? The fish?
I don't know what Onias is talking about.
That was Darwin's theory.
Nah, bro.
No,
It's
that little
it's
fish.
a big
Yo.
bang theory, bro.
Something
I'll leave
went
it alone.
off on that side over there.
Abaddon, any thoughts on what Onias just said?
Just mute my mic. Just mute my mic.
Right. So can you put those? There you go, right there. All right. This is your Christianity right there.
Right.
The mother of Christianity.
Blow it up. You blow it up some more? That's it right there. They can see that?
That's all you can do?
I be getting lazy over there, man. Find something, listen, blow it up, man.
That's it,
That's
Deke.
the best we can do.
That's it, Dick. I'm sorry.
Nothing else. There's no high def. That's it. We're just gonna stop right there. Just go analog. That's it. Yeah, right there. We're gonna stop right there. That's all we can, as far as we can go. Hey, man, come on, man.
Yo, come on, brothers.
Yep.
There you go, right there.
All right, there you go.
They
Now,
probably can't put it side by side and blow it up, but you have to do it one at a time.
all right, so let's go to yeah.
You can put it side by side.
You can do side by side. Why can't I do side by side?
Yo, I believe in y'all, man.
Esau the devil, man.
So there were instances where Ashdod was depicted as a man. We read that earlier, where his hands were removed. But he's a fish god. That goes back to, that goes back to? You know who it goes back to? That goes back to your Aquaman in DC Comics. That's who he is. He's just Dagon. That's the same.
Fish god, right?
Fish god. Yeah, he's what is his name? With the trident.
Poseidon.
Poseidon. That's him. That's him. The DC gods are reborn. That's Greek gods. Satan, Superman is Baal. Wonder Woman is Ashtoreth. Cyborg is Hermes. Cyborg is Hephaestus. I know Flash is Hermes. He's a speed god, the god of speed. That's why those two wings here.
You're good, brothers?
All right, so you see the heathen right there with the fish hat on, open up on top, and you see the Pope right there with the hat again, open up on top. This will be a fish. Now give me the one. Give me the other one. The Christian fish symbol. Let that go. Drop all of that. Get the Christian fish symbol.
You know what we're talking about, right?
It looks like this. It's like this. It's like a little.
Y'all brothers know what we talking about. Y'all was in Christianity with that fish symbol
Does
in the
that
back of your
little
car.
fish thing, whatever. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. See, it says Jesus there, and it has the fish there. He's a fisherman. That's BS. That goes back to Dagon too.
Dagon, yep.
That symbol is Dagon as well.
And that goes to that the class that Bishop had yesterday when it goes to Ecclesiastes. There's no new thing under the sun. So it's the same spirits, evil spirit, those same idolatry.
Right. It passed on.
It passed on from generation to generation.
Because remember, we're
the name
talking.
just changed.
Right. We're talking about Assyria. They worship Dagon. They named themselves Dagon. Then you reading earlier, the Ashdodites. They came after. Ashdodites worshiping Dagon. Dagon.
Deke,
Yeah.
if I may. Over in West Africa, we worship a god named Da. So this might be go back to him also because we was around the Hamites over there, and they had that same god named Da. His name it was just D-A, but I'm pretty sure that's the same god that's
DLT?
here in the scriptures. Dagon.
Right. Go back.
Just say die for sure.
Maybe.
Maybe, yep.
Go back. Give me 1 Chronicles 10.
Book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 10, what verse, Deacon?
8 to 10.
The book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 8.
10 verse 8.
I'm sorry, 1 Chronicles, chapter 10, verse 8. And it came to pass on the morrow, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they found Saul and his sons fallen in Mount Gilboa. And when they had stripped him, they took his head and his armor, and
Saul's head and armor. Go ahead.
and sent into the land of the Philistines round about,
And to the Philistines, watch this.
and carried tidings unto their idols and to the people. And they put his armor in the house of their gods, and fastened his head in the temple of Dagon.
So they put Saul's head in the temple of Dagon. The Philistines. So they all worship that same God. The Assyrians worshiped him. The Babylonians, the Philistines, Ashdodites, same people. They ended up they put Saul's head into the temple of Ashdod. They fastened it. Okay? Or nailed it into the temple of Dagon. That's all I want. So let's go back to where we're at. Next names here. These names are important for a reason. You probably want to go over these names. You'll find. You'll see why. Go ahead.
All right, so we have Bel Benai.
Baal, it goes back to Bel as in Bel and the dragon. Baal, Baal, as in the bishop brought that out yesterday. Baal, Bel, same thing. Go ahead.
Labaya. We have Sharma Adad the first.
Uh-huh.
We have Iptar Sin. We have Bazaya. Lalaya. Nanua. Shamar Adad the second. We have Risham the third. Shamshi Adad the second. Ishmi Dagon the second.
I believe Shamshi is son. That's where Samson comes from. Shamshi, go ahead.
And Shamshi Adad the third.
Uh-huh.
Ashur Narari the first.
There we go again. Ashur. Ashur Narari the first. Go ahead.
Puzar Ashur the third.
Another Ashur again. Go ahead.
Enil Nasir the first. Nur Ili. Ashur Shadani.
Ashur again. Shadani.
Ashur Rabbi the first.
These guys honor their forefather. Ashur. He existed. Ashur. Go ahead.
Ashur Nadine Ahai the first. Enel Nasir the second. Ashur Narari the second. Ashur Bel Nashishu.
Wow. Ashur Bel. Damn. Go ahead.
Ashur Rim Nashishu.
Uh-huh.
Ashur Nadine Ahiyat the second.
Ashur again.
Araba Adad the first.
Go down. We're going to a Middle Assyrian now. So Ashur, you see Ashur over and over again. Ashur. These goes back to Shem's child, Ashur. In Genesis 10, 21 and 22. Go ahead.
Ashur Yabelit
I'm telling you, Ashur again.
the first. Inili Narari. Arik Ding Ili.
Uh-huh. You know you can pronounce these names properly. Go ahead.
Adad.
We're doing our best. Go ahead.
Adad Narari the first. Shalmaneser the first.
There we go. That name right there. Shalmaneser the first. So that name is very important historically. Shalmaneser the first. That's why I'm going through these slow. Shalmaneser the first. Go ahead.
Tukiti. Tukoti
Right.
Nanora
Yeah,
the first.
Yeah. Took the first.
I'm really trying to pronounce them too. Ashur Nadine Apli.
Okay.
Ashur
again. Ashur again.
Ashur Narari the third.
Uh-huh.
Enil Kadari Yasur.
Uh-huh.
Ninura Apal Iko.
Uh-huh.
Ashur Dan the first.
Ashur-dan. Hold on. Ashur-dan the first. Ashur-dan the first. Biblical is Asuradan. This is Ashur-dan the first, whom he's named after. Shalmaneser the first, whom Shalmaneser later on, biblically, is named after. These are their great grandfathers. Go ahead.
Ninurtu Takati Ashur.
Ashur again.
Isn't that Nimrod? I think you had that in the class, the
First king?
Sargon? Yeah. No?
Who? Ashur-dan? No. Ashur-dan. No, that's Sargon. Sargon means king. Sargon the first is king. Sargon means king. It's a title. It's a title. Sargon Akkad. Sargon of Akkad is Nimrod. Sargon of Akkad, not Ashur-dan. Ashur-dan is Asuradan. Go ahead.
Mataku Nishku. Ashur Resh.
Ashur again. Go ahead.
Ashur Resh Ishi the first.
Ashur Resh Ishi the first. Go ahead.
Tiglath-Pileser the first.
Oh, Tiglath-Pileser the first. Tiglath-Pileser. So you got Asuradan, Shalmaneser, Tiglath-Pileser the first. Keep these names in mind. They're very important later on. Go ahead.
Asharet Apa Ekor. Ashur Belkala. Araba Adad the second. Shamshi Adad the fourth.
Ashur.
Okay, Ashur Nasirapal the first. Shalmaneser.
Ashur-Anapal.
Ashur
Anaspal.
Sapal the first.
Okay, keep that.
Sapal the first.
Okay, keep going. Watch this.
Shalmaneser the second.
Here we go. Shalmaneser the second. The second. Go ahead.
Ashur Narari the fourth. Ashur Rabi the second. Ashurish Ishi the second.
All Ashur's. Watch this.
Tiglath-Pileser the second.
Tiglath-Pileser the second.
Ashur-Dan
The second. Ashur-dan the second. Go ahead. Now we have a Neo-Assyrian king. These are the kings you guys are familiar with. You have the Neo-Assyrian kings. Hold on. Let's read those.
Adad Narari the second.
Adad Nirari II.
Tukuti Nanarta II.
Watch this.
Ashurnasirpal II.
Ashurnasirpal II. Keep that name in mind also.
Shalmaneser the
Third.
third.
Shalmaneser the third. Go ahead.
Adad Nirari the third.
No, you missed Shamshi. Shamshi Adad the
Oh, I'm
fifth.
sorry. Shamshi Adad the fifth.
Uh-huh.
Now you have Adad Nirari the third.
Uh-huh. Shalmaneser.
Shalmaneser the fourth.
Go ahead.
Ashurdan the third.
Shuradan the third. Go ahead.
Ashurnarari the fifth.
Uh-huh.
Tiglath-Pileser the third.
That's the guy you know in the Bible. Tiglath-Pileser the third. Go ahead.
Shalmaneser the fifth.
Shalmaneser the fifth is the guy you guys know that overthrew Northern Kingdom. Shalmaneser the fifth. Tiglath-Pileser the third. These guys here are the ones you refer to biblically. Tiglath-Pileser the third. We read the first and seconds earlier. Okay? So now.
So they always kept the names of the ancestors
They
within the
right, their names of their ancestors or their gods,
Right.
which is their forefather, which they became a god, or their gods themselves. It all goes back to Nimrod anyway. Go back to Bel, Nimrod, and go back to him again, and his mother. Let's go to BibleHistory.com. BibleHistory.com, Assyria. BibleHistory.com, Assyria. Yeah, BibleHistory.com, Assyria. You got it? Yeah, I sent it to y'all, the link. So I'm gonna show you guys the nature of these people. I told you that they were hated when they ruled. They were very, very ferocious people. I'm gonna show you why they were so ferocious. Bible history. There we go. Blow it up. And we're gonna read. We're gonna read. Hold on. Yeah, we're gonna read end that tribute. In the beginning and end that tribute. Not the top blue part, just the bottom part there. Yep, right there. Blow it up some more. So those two parts on the side are, gone. All we want is the main paragraph.
God swore to the Israelites that if they disobeyed him,
But we're gonna stop the tribute. Go ahead.
God's land, when their rebellion had caused God's anger to reach a climax, he raised up the brutal Assyrians to punish Israel.
He raised up the brutal Assyrians. Go ahead.
And to establish an empire that would be a terror to the world.
To establish an empire that will be a terror to the world. They weren't just brutal to Israel. They were brutal to everybody. Go ahead.
It was by the Assyrian Empire and its invincible army that the northern kingdom of Israel was destroyed.
Yep, under Tiglath-Pileser, who we read about earlier, and Shalmaneser V, who was the final blow. Go ahead.
The annals of the kings of Assyria, uncovered by archaeologists, have recorded the many victories of the invincible Assyrian host.
The annals, their writings, their inscriptions in stone and so forth, and in their metal and so forth, document their conquests. So you cannot deny these people existed. Go ahead.
In these annals are also recorded the names of 10 Hebrew kings. Omri.
Omri's one.
Ahab.
Omri is Ahab's father. Ahab himself.
Jehu.
Jehu's another.
Menahem. Hoshea. Pekah.
Hoshea is the one that Shalmaneser conquered.
Pekah.
Go ahead.
Uzziah. Ahaz. Hezekiah. And Manasseh.
Right, Uzziah, Hezekiah, he tried to overthrow Judah. He tried to overthrow Hezekiah, but that thing didn't work. The Lord came and killed a lot of the men at that point. Angel came and did damage, and that was a wrap. Go ahead.
There is also testimony that confirms the biblical record.
There's testimony that what?
That confirms the biblical record.
There is testimony that confirms the biblical record. Meaning there's proof the Bible is real. That's what that means. Go ahead.
Ancient Assyrian policy was to deport defeated nations and lead them captive to other lands.
So wait, stop. As LaQuas said earlier, Nothing new under the sun. Read their policy again. Read again.
Ancient Assyrian policy.
Stop. Ancient Assyrian policy. This is their political actions here. Ancient Assyrian policy. What now?
Ancient Assyrian policy was to deport defeated nations and lead them captive to other lands.
Was to defeat nations and take them out of their lands and place them in other lands. Read it again.
Ancient Assyrian policy was to deport defeated nations and
Just
lead
to
them
deport defeated nations and what?
and lead them captive to other lands.
And lead them captive to other lands. Go ahead.
This would destroy their sense of nationalism.
Stop. This would do what now?
This would destroy their sense of nationalism.
This would destroy their sense of nationalism. What does that mean? So their policy was to assure that what? They would not rise as a nation again. Because when you're in your land, you have a sense of what? Nationalism. You have a sense of knowledge of self, a sense of ethnicity, a sense of knowledge of who you are.
Dignity, pride.
Dignity, pride in where you're from, who you are. That's your land.
Culture
But
and
your
heritage.
culture, your heritage. But if you're removed from that land, you're disconnected from that land, then you lose all sense of what? National pride. Now you're just what? An Assyrian. Now you're what? An American. Now you're British. Now you're Jamaican. Now you're Haitian. Now you're Puerto Rican. Now you're Dominican. Haitian American. You're a Commonwealth of America now. You're Dominican now. African American now. You get my point.
Esau knew this.
You're going to get Psalms. Give me Psalm 64 to show he knew this. That's why we show y'all, the Bible makes it clear, these nations conspire. See, where the nations we're reading about now, where they failed, the nation that rules today is successful because he learned from, based upon his records and archaeology, he learned where they failed and he strengthened their weaknesses.
Damn.
That's why I said to y'all chapters ago, I said America is that word's not common among us, but an amalgamation, meaning a mixture or a compilation of every captivity we've been in since Egypt in one. America is Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Persia, Greece, Rome. I'm going to show you that. Greece and Rome. She's all of them combined. All of them combined. America is a mixture of all the nations. America took from everybody and said, we're going to make a... That's why she got so strong so fast. You know how America, you know how young America is? America's 245 years old, I think.
Yep.
Not even 300 years old yet. She's 200 plus years. That ain't nothing. That's two old people. That's two old people and somebody middle-aged and some young 45-year-old. They ain't old. But she gained power so fast because she learned from the mistakes of other fallen civilizations, ancient civilizations. We're going to read it. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 1. You want verse 1?
No, I don't want verse 1. Let me get there. See where I want to start from. Psalm 64.
Oh, verse 6.
Yes.
Verse 6, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
They search out iniquities. What are the iniquities they search out? When you examine all these ancient civilizations we're reading about, Assyria, the Akkadians, they had rites, they had rituals, same thing, rituals, customs, they had celebrations, they had ceremonies and things of that nature that tie back to Satan worship. Now, of course, they didn't call him Satan, but it's the devil nonetheless. And these nations that worshiped these gods, they were very, very bloody. Very, very sacrificial, bloody, sacrificial and bloody and vile, whether it be children, people. It was completely opposite to what God required. And so these nations would gain power through these sacrifices to these gods. At least they believed there was power because God gave these nations power. I'm going to show you that also. but they believed, based upon these idols that they worshiped, that the more blood that they shed of children, innocents, virgins, whatever it took, or war, killing people, whatever. Like they put Saul's head in their temple. Why? To sacrifice to who? Dagon. Molech. They would sacrifice their children. Why? They believed that the death of the innocent granted them what? Power. The blood of the innocent being shed granted them power. The Egyptians did the same thing. Took our babies and did what? Gave them to the alligator god, Sobek. Threw them in the river.
Yeah,
That's what they would do. They
Pow-
believe.
pow-
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Like power and protection.
Right, power and protection, right. And God made a fool of them with the 10 plagues. So, meaning what? All these nations, their God, you know what their gods are? In their head. Because their gods are not real. They just make these things up and they just run with their imagination. It's crazy. But these gods are literally puppets that the nations just go, hey, look, I'm Dagon. Hey, I'm Asherah. Hey, we're going to do it. And they make things up. Like Sesame Street. In Israel, us being so stupid, we really believed that these gods were real. Now, don't get me wrong. Bishop brought it out last night. There is some power behind these nations because they deal in witchcraft and so forth. So there is a certain level of wisdom granted to them because God does that because they have no other God. Satan, the devil. So he does grant these nations a power to an extent because the Egyptians have power. And remember, Moses turned his staff to a snake. The Egyptians turned their staff into a snake. So it's not impossible. But nonetheless, whose snake won? Aaron's staff or Moses' staff, whatever staff, his staff ate their snakes. So letting you know whose power was stronger. Because God is the God of the devil too.
Right. He created them.
He created them.
Right.
So there is, I'm not negating that there's power these nations have. These nations do acquire power doing these things because God allows it. Okay? But the point is that these nations, they don't really have a God. That's why they're called devils, because it's a deception. And Israel fell for that, because behind these gods came certain laws and freedoms that Israel did not have under their own God. Adultery, orgies, fornications, there was no limits with that. Like Christianity, there's no limits. Read that again. Verse
6.
Read verse 5.
Verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
No. Read verse 2.
Verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
The wicked. That's Edom, the wicked. Hide me from the counsel, the secret counsel. Secret counsel, because these guys have think tanks. They sit down and think, we can't tell people to worship the devil. That's outright impossible to do. What can we do? I know. Let's give them an incentive. Let's create Santa Claus. Let's create the bunny. Let's create the pumpkin, the Halloween costumes.
It looks innocent.
It looks innocent. It's for the children.
That's a setup, bro.
If you notice, every major holiday, who they use? The children.
And that's the Exodus.
Halloween. Yeah, so go back to,
Exodus, they deal wisely with us.
They deal wisely. Think about it. Halloween. The children. Easter egg hunt. The children. Christmas. The children.
And behind those holidays, they really do sacrifices.
You do.
Behind like those
'Cause there's
big
dinner.
witches and
Right.
warlocks.
Right, they do. They go to the Bohemian Groves and
Right.
so forth.
And then
And they do their sacrifice. They
Right.
take children, most likely our children. They know they ain't using their own,
Right.
if at all, or some. But they do that. And they also convince our people to shed our own blood by killing our babies. And they use those parts for whatever they use them for. Okay? So read on.
Verse 2.
2.
Read verse 2 again. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words,
Meaning slander. Go ahead.
that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
Israel.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
They kill them. They kill them and they have no fear. Go ahead.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter. Themselves means plural. It's not just one. It's a group of nations that are wicked as hell. Wicked, referring to Edom first. Psalms 83. That's what it was alluding to. The secret council. The secret council. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. Go ahead.
They commune of laying snares privily.
What are the snares? Religions, holidays, politics, corrupting our music, the fashion. All of that is snares privily. Go ahead.
They say, who shall see them?
Who gonna see us? Because they don't care about, they don't fear our God. They know our God's punishing us right now. So they say, who else sees us? Aside from their God, who else sees us doing this? They don't see it. We already blinded them. Go ahead.
They search out iniquities.
They what?
They search out iniquities.
They search out iniquities. Like Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley was known to be the most historically most evil man that ever lived, they say. Aleister Crowley, the one who established the whole dilemma religion. Him and his wife, they were heavily high status children. Their parents had status. Him and his wife would travel to Egypt, and they were allowed in areas that you Negroes will never go to. And he would do study and research and so forth, and created dilemma.
Was that do what thou wilt?
Do what thou wilt, for that is the whole law. Yes. And then a man by the name of Jack Parsons, the founder of, well, not founder, but the founder of rocket science, he enhanced his understanding of how to travel to space in that religion. It enhanced his wisdom. There's a movie, it's a show called Dark Angel. Telling you that. I've told you that before.
Hey, don't that religion, do what thou wilt, don't that go back to the Epicureans?
Go back to Egypt.
Egypt, all the way back.
Go back. It's the Greeks borrowed from the Egyptians.
Okay, right.
So it's the same. It's relative.
Aleister Crowley, he was homosexual too.
Very. Very gay. So read on.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
They accomplished a diligent search. Well, he can be a little gay. He's very gay.
He
You
said
get my point.
just partially, but he wasn't all the way there.
I mean, he was really disgusting. He was like really just vile with it. Vile regardless, just even more vile than anybody else. But it says they accomplished a diligent. They accomplished a diligent search. They accomplished a diligent search. I mean, they're successful. They do excavations. They do archaeological digs. They do translations. They learn the languages. Latin's a dead language. But you got Edomites that sit down and research, and they study whatever fragments they find of it, they can speak it. Whatever fragments of Latin they find, they learn. That's why you have Latin written back in your dollar bill. It's a dead language. How they get back in your dollar bill? Roman numerals, all of that stuff. Okay, ancient, the hieroglyphics, all that, Rosetta Stone, all that stuff. That's all diligent search. What's the name? Champollion? Yeah. Champollion, that's a diligent search. They don't research that stuff because they want to know learn about some African niggas in Egypt. No. They want to know what they were doing to get the power they acquired. Yep. Their spells, their rituals, their sorcery. We want to learn that. If they turn their staff into a stick like Moses did, we want that power right there. That's they want to know that. They can't deal with God, so they're gonna try other alternatives. That's what the nations do. That's what the wicked do. Edom does. Looks for alternatives. Go ahead.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them.
Of what?
Both the inward thought of every one of them.
Their women and their children. The thought of every one of them is what?
And the heart.
And their mind is what?
Is deep.
Is deep. Because when they think, their thoughts and their plots and plans last generations. And for every plan, they have a plan A, or they have a contingency. If that fails, they got plan B. If that fails, they got plan C. If that fails, they got plan D. They think hard. When you tell a white person in the street, Christ is black, they go, if Christ is black, his people are black. If Christ is black and he was a son of God, and his father's black, and that means I'm going to be destroyed. They know that. Niggas go, it don't matter what color he is. But white folks is like, nah, that matters. They pick up quick. They know because they deep. And they know, you know what? We can't tell people to cut off heads and hang them on trees like the Assyrians did. So what we'll do is we'll say, hey, rather than hang heads in a tree, make ornaments that are round and hang them on the tree instead. Don't put bodies. Don't put heads under the tree. Put gifts under the tree instead.
Crafty counsel.
Don't worship the star. Just put a star on top of the tree. There you go. See, Dave, don't put silver and gold. You guys don't have silver and gold, but let's make silver and gold tinsel instead and wrap it around the tree. There you go. It's for the children. For the kids. Jack-o'-lantern, yay. Cut a face in the pumpkin, yeah. Put a candle in it. Yeah, it's not witchcraft. No. Just dress like a witch. Don't be one. Just dress like, yeah.
And make it fun.
And make it fun for the children. Let the kids knock on strangers' doors they don't know and ask for strange candy that they don't know where it came from. Example of that would be the Balfour. Was it Balfour Declaration?
Yeah.
The Balfour Declaration was what, 1917?
Yes, sir.
When did they acquire the state?
1948. 48. Sorry.
That's a lot of years.
That's years later.
Of thinking,
Of
and
thinking,
plotting.
planning, plotting.
How can we do that? How can we do this?
They already had it in their mind. We're going to get that land.
Yep.
We're going to get it.
So, no, they showed him. It's another example to the Star Trek.
Star Trek as well, right?
Remember, Scotty always pull out a little cell phone, a flip phone. We was watching that. We're like, wow. And then years later, boom.
Right. And they got the Space Federation.
Yep.
What's the Space Force symbol? Star Trek symbol. The same symbol they used in Star Trek. Space Force uses it now. People, oh wow, it was so amazing how they're using the Star Wars symbol in Space Force. No, it's not. They already had it in mind to go up there.
Right.
They already knew. That go back to Jack Parsons again. Go back to that religion. He was under that religion dilemma. Going back to worshiping Egypt and the sorcery and the spells. So I'll go back to that. So read, where we at? Read on.
Hey, D, it's like like you were saying, like the 19 virus. It was on the back of the can of the Lysol for a long time, and now all of a sudden it's coming to fruition like last year. So they had that way then.
Right. Go ahead. Verse 7.
Verse 7. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded.
That's the bombs. Go ahead.
So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
I mean, they'll be exposed. Because they said earlier, back in verse 5, who shall see them? But 8 says they're going to be exposed. We're exposing it now. So where we at? Let's go back to where we at now.
Possible I could get a scripture?
Yeah.
Daniel 8.
Yeah. The policy?
Yep.
Yeah, you just get that. Then we'll go back to what we were reading earlier. Daniel 8.
8:25.
Yeah.
The book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 25.
24?
Yes, sir. 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper in practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
He said not by his own power, meaning the devil is going to give him his power.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper.
Do
That's
his
it.
what?
And through his policy
Yeah.
also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
Damn. That's it. 25, right?
Some more. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
Wow.
And also that goes to it's a craft, the crafty counsel.
Right.
The diligent search. From that, he created a policy. Something that you're reading up there with the Bible history about the Assyrian.
Yep.
So they create policies, you understand, to destroy everybody.
Right.
So he does the same thing.
You know what the Assyrians did? They destabilized countries. When you watch the movie Black Panther, that was what Killmonger's job was to do. The CIA would send him in to destabilize countries. And then put puppets in there. We're going to get that in the Bible too. Put in puppets that did their bidding to rule over the people. So read it again. Bible history now.
Ancient Assyrian policy was to deport defeated nations and lead them captive to other lands. This would destroy their sense of nationalism.
This would destroy their sense of nationality, their sense of racial pride. It would destroy it because now you're removed from your land. Like that's why you see Muslims come here all wrapped up, women. Then years later, they wearing pants. They done lost their whole culture. It's just gone. Chinese come here, whatever. They wearing three-piece suits. East Indians come here with the dots and so forth, and the saris. Now they wearing mini skirts and jeans. They lose their whole sense of racial pride at that point. They're Americanized. Read on.
and forced them to be more willing to submit.
And forced them what?
To be more willing to submit.
And forced them to be more willing to submit, mean they Assyrianized them. The Greeks call it Hellenized. This is Assyrianized now. This is called assimilation right here. That's what this is. Ancient assimilation. Read on.
The Assyrians were miraculous in warfare. In fact, military strategists today have a difficult time understanding how the Assyrians were so advanced in their military tactics. Most of the nations plundered other nations, but Assyria was the worst.
Yep. Most nations plundered other nations, but Assyria was the worst because they would displace nations to put them somewhere else. Put one nation from one land into another and put themselves in that land that they conquered, causing confusion. Go ahead.
They were the very definition of a plunderer.
They were the very definition of plunderers. Go ahead.
Because the Lord had raised them up.
What? Because what?
Because the Lord had raised them up.
There you go. Go ahead.
To plunder his rebellious people.
To plunder. That's why they rose. We think these nations rise because they're just so powerful and so special. No, because he raised them up because we were being rebellious.
I have a page when we get a chance. I have a page when we get a chance to back this up.
Read on. We get it.
The Assyrians were also diabolically cruel.
The Assyrians were diabolically cruel. Diabolically cruel. Go ahead.
They skinned their victims alive.
They skinned their victims alive. Get that image I sent y'all. I sent y'all an image of that. Damn. It's called flaying. They flayed us. Flayed people. I think I sent it to y'all. I hope I sent it to y'all. It's an image I think I sent.
It's probably one of these links right here.
Hold on. Yes, I sent it to you. It's a Google link. It's right under the picture of the Native Americans. It says images, Google image result. Right there, right under the Native American picture.
Go down.
Go down to the bottom. It's at the last few pictures. Go down. Past that. Right under there. That link right there. Yep. Blow that up. That's the one right there. They skin them alive. I'm going to give you an image. Now, if you remember, the Spanish Inquisition, they did the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's that diligent
What the bishop said, judgment's like a ring.
Right.
What happened to us among the Assyrians and Babylonians, us being stripped naked and all of that and being tortured, ain't nothing Native Americans happened to them on this side. Nothing new. Blow it up. That's as big as it can go. Yeah, bring it in some. So you see these guys here? Look at them. They got afros. Look at their hair. Look at their beards. Look at their hair. That's woolly hair. That's why it's beat. That's why it's beat it like that. And those are Assyrians. So now go down to the bottom and see these guys, like these two black guys here. What does it say?
Palace of Sennacherib.
Go ahead.
Flaying Hebrews.
Flaying Hebrews.
Wow.
Flaying them. Flaying Hebrews. Go ahead.
After the siege and capture of the city of Lachish, under King Rehoboam, it became the second most important city of the kingdom of Judah. In 701 BC, during the revolt of King Hezekiah against Assyria, it was captured by Assyrian king Sennacherib despite determined resistance.
Right, despite determined resistance. So he didn't conquer them fully. So it says here, flaying Hebrews. But now zoom in on the men.
Hold on, Dick. And look who's watching.
You got the children.
Do I look familiar when Esau was burning
when they
us
hang
over
us,
here?
they hang us. You got their kids watching. The Assyrians got their kids watching.
See that? And then we talk about we don't want to teach our children the history.
Right.
What happened to our people? Oh, they're too young.
Zoom in on the men being laying there. Zoom in on the men. Zoom in on the men. Look at them. The afro, the beard. Look at them. They go look up the word flaying, please. That's not a Negro word, common Negro word. Flaying. F-A-L-Y. To flay.
Man, these nations, they
Man,
made
fish.
These nations made sure to document.
Flaying's fine. Get the flaying there, fine. That's fine. Definition. Flay. What'd that say? Blow it up.
Flay.
Damn.
Peel the skin off a corpse or carcass.
Peel the skin off. Flay. Skin.
One shoulder had been flayed to reveal the muscles.
See? Skin. You know what it is to us? The Maccabees, the woman.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
They pulled his scalp back. Her and her 7 sons. Nothing new. Judgment like a ring. We brought it out last night. Skin to flay. So go back to the article again. Flaying our brothers, flaying us. Well, wow, we read earlier they were diabolically cruel. Why?
Did not Esau take a skin of who was it?
The Native Americans.
And they made a shoe, something like that.
Yeah, they would make they would skin the women, cut the woman's breast off, use it as a purse, like a sack. The man's balls, they used that. Woman's breasts. There was I forgot where I read it at. Where a man, a colonizer, he saw a sister. I think it was in Brazil somewhere, and she of course they walked around with their breasts out. You know, he said, "I like her breasts. I want them." So the guy was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "I want her breasts." So they cut her breasts off and put her on the platform.
Oh.
He wanted as in not want them as in to zug them.
Right.
Wanted them as he wanted them off.
Right.
To have them in his hand, to have them.
Like a trophy.
Like a trophy.
The hell is this?
Weird.
Telling you.
Demonic.
Crazy. But it says, we go back to that again, Bible history again. Oh yeah, what time is it? 2:50? All right, we're going to take a break in about 5 minutes.
Says the Assyrians was also diabolically cruel.
The Assyrians were diabolically cruel. Why? We're going to find out why they were so cruel. Read.
They skinned their victims alive.
They flayed them. Flayed them. Go ahead.
Cut off their hands.
Cut off their hands. Wait, whoa.
Can't run by that.
Yeah, I know. You can't let that
Wait a
slide by.
minute.
Wait a minute.
Remember, on this side of the world, when the Spaniards showed up here, what were they doing to the Native Americans? They were flaying them, cutting their hands off. Remember in the Congo, the Belgium,
King Leopold.
King Leopold.
Right.
What was he doing to our brothers over there and sisters? Cutting their hands off.
And that's that diligence.
That's that diligent search. These guys are the devil the Bible speaks of. Read on.
They cut off their hands,
Cut
feet,
off their hands, feet.
noses.
Cut the noses off. That's the Hispanics as well, because there's pictures in a book called Bartolome de las Casas, where he shows this little depictions of them with their noses gone, their feet gone.
Right.
Then they would take those parts that were cut off and sell them as meat for us to eat on this side of the world. Go ahead.
Noses, ears, eyes,
Cut the ears, the eyes out.
pulled out tongues,
Pulled the tongues out.
made mounds of heads,
Had heads. Go ahead.
and many more atrocities to inspire terror in those who were demanded to pay tribute.
And those who demand to pay taxes, pay customs to them. Now, give me Isaiah 10, verse 5. Let's see, it says that the Most High raised them up for his rebellious people. That's their reason. That's their whole purpose of being. Oh, they were raised up so God can forgive them and they can repent. No, that's not what they were raised up. They were raised up to overthrow and destroy God's people for their rebellion. Isaiah.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 5. O Assyrian, the rod of my anger,
Oh, Assyrian what?
the rod of my anger.
The Assyrians are the rod of God's correction. They are his belt. They are his ruler. They are his whipping stick, his switch. The nations is God's. You know, you was back in the day, you were younger. Go get me a switch. I remember that. Go get me a switch. You had to go to your grandmother, send you out to the wood, send you out downstairs to a wood area and get a switch to beat you. That's crazy, man. That's messed up, man. Our parents is terrible. But anyway, the nations, the Assyrians are God's belt, his switch. That's what they are. Go ahead.
O Assyrian, the rod of my anger,
The rod of my anger. Go ahead.
and the staff in their hand is my indignation.
And the staff in their hand is my anger. So when we read earlier that the Assyrians were what? Diabolically cruel. So the reason why they have power, God said, is because of my anger toward you, Israel. That's why they rule over you, and that's why they're so mean. Watch, read on.
I will send him against an hypocritical nation and against the people of my wrath.
Against the people of my wrath, who I'm going to destroy. Go ahead.
Will I give him a charge?
Will I give the Assyrians a charge? Go ahead.
To take the spoil.
To plunder them. To plunder us, rob us. Go ahead.
And to take the prey. And to tread them down like the mire of the streets.
To tread us down like mud in the street. Watch this.
Howbeit, he meaneth not so.
Stop.
Oh, wow.
Read verse 7 again.
Howbeit, he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so. But it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few.
Read verse 7 again.
Howbeit, he meaneth not so.
Stop. What does that mean? That means the Assyrians don't know what they're doing. They don't know why they're so cruel. God says they don't know why they're doing what they do. They just do what I say. They're cruel like that because I made them that way. And they can't help it. God is saying right here, they can't help it. So when the so-called white man comes around and kills us and murders us, guess what? Guess who put it in him to do it? Damn. God did it. God makes them that way. He meaneth not so. You know Esau can't help it. Well, Esau make all kinds of excuses. Well, I fear for my life. They can't help it. He meaneth not so.
Hey, Dick, remember one time there was this young man, he was mentally retarded, and the cop, somebody was up and the cop shoot him, and they asked him, oh, he was laying on the floor. He said, why you shoot him? He said, I don't know why I shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
You just shot him.
Yeah.
That's what Roman says, who can resist my will? Nobody
Right.
can resist.
That's why
Exactly.
With
That's
Pharaoh. With Pharaoh, remember he hardened his heart.
Yes.
Pharaoh,
Pharaoh couldn't say no. Pharaoh said, Moses, let us go. Pharaoh said, leave.
Yeah.
Right.
Then he come back,
No.
stay. What? Yeah, stay, yeah.
He's all confused.
No. Yeah. No. Yes.
Right.
Stay. Yes. Stay. Because God said he meaneth not. He has to. Read it again. Verse 7.
That's heavy. Howbeit, he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so. But it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few.
Ain't that what Esau does? Howbeit, but Esau, that's his purpose. He's naturally born that way. Esau does it, he means it. But other nations, the Lord said, I raised them up for this purpose, to be this way, to be diabolically cruel.
Hey, D, isn't the Most High, he going to put that same spirit on us too.
Right.
He said, y'all going to do according to my anger.
Right.
Because we don't know what that
You know what that means.
We don't know what that means.
No, well, I'm going to give you an example that Israel, we did things too.
Oh, right.
We did some things
right,
too.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to Abaddon for finding this one. Let's get the Samuel one first.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Get the
remember the one that you brought out where we...
No.
Spoiler alert.
We did it too. Because I know y'all think the Bible is this book of us righteous men that ran around. We're holy and pure. When we say darn and shoot. No. Oh, gosh darn it. Let's go to war. Shoot. You out there fighting, getting cut and stabbed. You shit. You're not, listen. You're not, listen, man. Y'all got to cut this out. The forefathers is proud. They were a problem. I want the Samuel one first. Yes. Then I want this, there's a reason why I want the Samuel one first.
Yes, you going to read it, man? Read it with power, man.
He brought this out.
You better
So
bring it out.
I'll let him read it.
This is 2 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 30. And he took their king's crown from off his head.
Go above that.
Verse 29. And David gathered all the people together and went to Rabbah and fought against it and took it.
Rabbah. I think that's Moab, right?
Rabbah, yeah, Moab.
Yeah, it's Moab.
Yes, sir.
All right, it's Moab. Watch this.
And he took their king's crown from off his head.
He took Moab's crown from off his head. Go ahead.
The weight whereof was a talent of gold.
It was heavy.
With
Go
the
ahead.
precious stones.
With stones in it. Damn. Go ahead.
And it was set upon David's head.
Because now that's just my land now. Go ahead.
And he brought forth the spoil of the city in great abundance.
Because the Moabites here, they sent our brothers back with their beards shaved and their butts out. Remember?
Right.
Haran. So they couldn't return until their beards grew back. Right. So David said, "Oh, you want to cut people's beards off and cut their clothes, huh? Well, that's what y'all want to do. Okay, I got something for y'all. That's what David did. Watch this. This is David's retaliation. This is David retaliating. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And he brought forth the people that were therein, and put them under saws.
He
and-
so he took those that were in this area, he put them under saws. So people will think, oh, he made them workers. He put them under what?
under saws.
You know what a saw is? Saw is a you cut the tree down. That's a saw. Watch this.
And under harrows of iron.
Put them under harrows. That's sharp iron, sharp like knives. Go ahead.
And under axes of iron.
And he put them under axes. Go ahead.
And made them pass through the bricklin.
Made them pass through the oven. He put them in an oven. David put these people in a furnace. That's what David did. Go ahead.
And thus he did unto the cities of the children of Ammon.
Of Japanese, Ammon.
Wait. Read that again. You missed a part.
And thus did he unto all the...
Yeah, there you go. You missed that part right there.
Yeah, that part. Oh, read again.
Oh.
And thus did he unto all the cities of the children of Ammon.
Damn, that means the men, women, and children.
Not one city.
All the cities. Go ahead.
So David and the people returned unto Jerusalem.
And they went home.
Wait a minute.
Now-
Isn't that David a man after my own heart?
Yep.
How come he didn't forgive them?
Right. Now, remember, what they did was cut their beards off and cut their pants.
Right.
He said, "Oh, you want to cut beards? Oh, okay." So right here we read earlier. It says he put them under bricks and saws. Oh, he put them to work. Is that what that means? Read the one in Chronicles now. Chronicles is going to explain it more. It's going to elaborate on what it means by put them under saws and sharp knives and axes. Remember, in that one it says bricklin. That means a furnace, a stove.
Yeah, I just looked that up. That's what it means.
It's an oven. Go ahead.
First Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 2.
Watch this.
And David took the crown of their king from off his head, and found it to weigh a talent of gold, and there were precious stones in it.
Uh-huh.
And it was set upon David's
You
head.
just read this. Watch this.
And he brought also exceeding much spoil out of the city.
He took their wealth. Go ahead. Spoiled the city. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And he brought out the people that were in,
Uh-huh. Ammon. Go ahead. Not Moab. Ammon. Go ahead.
and cut them with saws.
Stop.
Oh, damn.
Now that's better. And he cut them with saws. So you want to cut my brother's beard in half? I'm going to cut you in half. Put them what?
And cut them with saws.
And he cut them with saws. Go ahead.
and with harrows of iron.
He cut them with knives.
and with axes.
He cut them. He hacked them with axes.
Even so dealt David with all the cities of the children of Ammon.
But what's left out is the bricklin. He put them in ovens too.
Yo.
So everyone had a special time with David, a special moment. Some got cut with knives, some got cut with axes, some got thrown in an oven, and some got sawn in half. So these nations, this is the reason why these nations conspire to make certain we stay asleep. Because they know when we wake up, oh my God,
Payback.
it's going to be a problem, man.
Revelation.
Yeah. It's going to be Revelation. Is it that?
Revelation 11. We
Let's
tortured.
get that. We're going to get that now.
And guess what?
That's why they conspire.
And guess what? They know that history.
They know it, yeah. Remember, we read earlier in Inquisition when they had the Moors in chains over there in Spain. The picture that we showed,
yeah.
where they had those memorials, they had this says the four Moors, right?
Right. The four Moors, they had us the statues, the sculpture
Of actual slaves.
of actual slaves around in chains.
To remind them of what can never ever happen again. Read that.
Book of
The
Revelation.
bull run. Another example. The matador. Matamores. The Moor killer. The bull killer. That's their job. Matador is the killer of bulls. The bull is us. We're the black bulls. Or the bulls in the net, like the Bible says, Isaiah 51 and 20. We're that bull. They know. They know scripture. They think the problem is they think that they're God. That's a problem. Read that.
The book of Revelations, chapter 11, verse 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another.
Right, when they conquer us. Go ahead.
Because these two prophets
These two prophets, Judah and Ephraim, go ahead.
tormented them.
We tormented these nations. We tortured them. This is one instance. There's another one where we said we cut their, I think Joshua cut their toe off.
Yeah.
Cut the dude's toes off because he was known to cut people's toes off. He said, I realized my toes getting cut off because I cut toes off. Yo, our forefathers we would do things to you ironically. Oh, you want to cut toes off? Oh, okay, no problem. You want to cut beards off? Cool. Get the sauce. You think David was saying, "Gosh darn it, I'm cutting you in half." He's like, "Oh, you want to cut niggas in half, huh? Oh, I got something for your ass. Yeah, get the saw for this dude." They wasn't talking all soft and oh, darn it, shoot. No. Now I'm not promoting foul language. I'm just saying our forefathers were walking around with the darns and the hecks. They weren't talking like that. They weren't talking like that. Even in that language, they weren't talking like that. Christianity, maybe white David in Christianity was, but black people don't talk like that. Especially when they go into war and fighting people for their for survival. Them words are gonna come out. Words are gonna slip out. You getting stabbed and shot with arrows, you're gonna be hurting.
Hey, remember it said David, even his mighty men, all his men, they was like bears, chafed bears that lost their whelps.
Right.
So that show you the spirit that they had on them. They wasn't playing games
among the people. Because David was real friendly and stuff, but there was another mode to him. David was all friendly and dancing, hey, but there was another side to David. And that dude told his son, yo, don't mess with that dude. Don't mess with David and his boys, man. They'll kill you, man. They'll kill you. That's all. That's it? That's all that verse?
Yeah, let me read it again. Yes. And after, in verse 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth.
Mm-hmm. So, we tormented nations. So once they overthrew us, they had celebrations. They had celebrations. They made certain that we as a people remain asleep, dead spiritually, so that never happens again.
That's J. Edgar Hoover right there.
Yep, black unity. Now give me the Bible as history. Give me the Bible as history by Warner. I'm not gonna take a break. You'll just go through because I ain't got much time anyway. We started late, so I'll just keep going. Weiner Keller. This book right here. Oh, I messed something up. Give me Ezekiel 23. Give me Ezekiel 23.
I wanted that scripture.
I forgot.
For the nose and all that.
Yeah, Ezekiel 23, verse 1. Almost forgot. I sit by that one.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 23, verse 23.
No, 23 verse 1 to 4. We're going to jump down. We're going to read verse 1 to 10, then jump to 23 into 26.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 23, verse 1. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother.
Jerusalem, go ahead.
And they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. They were their breasts pressed.
Youth means that from our beginning. Come out of Egypt, we still committed whoredoms, go ahead.
And there they bruised the teats of their virginity. And the names of them were Aholah, the elder.
And the bishop's class, Aholah. Aholah, go ahead. The elder, which would be Judah.
And
No, I think Aholah's, we'll find out who it is. Aholah's the elder, go ahead.
And Aholabah, her sister.
Okay, younger, go ahead.
And they were mine, and they bare sons and daughters. Thus were their names. Samaria is Aholah, and Jerusalem Aholabah.
Right, so Samaria is the older because of Samaria or Ephraim went into idolatry first. So she's the eldest in wickedness. She's the eldest in whoredoms. And Judah follows soon after. Go ahead. So we're Aholabah, and Ephraim is Aholah. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And Aholah played the harlot when she was mine, and she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians her neighbors.
Well, see, so Ephraim, when the Assyrians rose up, our men and women were what? Mingling with them because they pushed what? Assimilation and so forth. That melting pot spirit was around among the Assyrians. So when Ephraim got displaced out their land, they intermingled themselves among these people. That's why you be asking, well, look at their phenotype. The Northern Kingdom, their phenotype. Northern Kingdom, primarily Northern Kingdom, were known for mingling themselves when they were not supposed to. A lot. Go ahead.
Which were clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses.
Go ahead.
Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, and with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria.
Right, we messed around with the men and women of Assyria and so forth. Our women messed around with their men. Our men messed around with their women and so on, and we got involved in their gods and their worship. Go ahead.
And with all on whom she doted, with all their idols she defiled
She
herself.
got involved in their worship. Go ahead.
Neither left she her whoredoms brought from Egypt.
We didn't stop. So we worshiped Egyptian gods and we worshiped the Assyrians' gods too. We didn't even stop at that. Go ahead.
For in her youth they lay with her.
Because now from our beginning, we maintained that Egyptian idolatry. From the time of Canaan up until this time. Go ahead, Ephraim, go ahead.
And they bruised the breast of her virginity.
Remember, Jeroboam brought the golden calf to Israel. Going back to what? The beginning of idolatry. With Aaron and the golden calf back then. Ephraim maintained that nonsense. Go ahead.
And poured their whoredom upon her.
And poured their whoredom, and we introduced our whoredom to the Assyrians. Why? Because it was a great melting pot. We learned from each other, idolatry. Ephraim and Assyria. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Wherefore I have delivered her into the hand of her lovers.
Therefore I have put her into the hands of the Assyrians. You want to love them so much? You want to serve them too. Go ahead.
Into the hand of the Assyrians upon whom she doted.
Who were what? Diabolically cruel. And they flayed us, the men and women, flayed them, cut their eyes out, cut their noses off, ears off, heads off. Go ahead.
These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters and slew her with the sword.
See? Go ahead.
And she became famous among women, for they had executed judgment upon her.
They, as the Assyrians, executed judgment upon Aholah, Samaria. Go jump to verse 23 now.
And that judgment, that's God's judgment.
That's God's judgment. The wrath of it said the staff of his anger.
Right.
23.
Verse 23. The Babylonians and all the Chaldeans, Pekah and Shoah and Koah, and all the Assyrians with them.
So remember, the Babylonians and Assyrians, they ruled, but one ruled over the other. During this time, the Assyrians had Babylon in subjection at this point. That eventually Babylon overthrew the Assyrians with the help of somebody later on, I'll bring up later on. Okay? But at this point, the Babylonians assisted the Assyrians. Go ahead.
All of them desirable young men, captains and rulers, great lords and renown, all of them riding upon horses. And they shall come against thee with chariots, wagons, and wheels with an assembly of people, which shall set against thee buckler and shield, and helmet round about. And I will set judgment before them, and they shall judge thee according to their judgments.
They shall judge us according to their laws. Go ahead.
And I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee.
Read verse 25 again.
And I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with
They
thee.
shall deal furiously with you. Diabolically cruel.
Shall flay thee.
And they're going to flay you. Watch, you're going to say it. Watch this.
They shall take away thy nose,
They're going to take your nose off. Go ahead.
and thy ears,
They're going to take your ears off.
Damn.
Go ahead.
and thy remnant shall fall by the sword.
They're going to kill you. Go ahead.
They shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue shall be devoured by the fire.
And burn your homes to the ground.
They shall also strip thee out of thy clothes.
They're going to take your clothes. Remember on this side of the world, what we wearing? Nothing. They shall do what?
They shall also strip thee out of thy clothes, and take away thy fair jewels.
Because the fair jewels were in our clothes.
But that's Ezekiel 16.
Yeah.
How
Ezekiel 16,
you
Isaiah
get that.
3:12.
Yep.
Same thing. I'm gonna take all of that from you. They're gonna strip you down to nothing. Because you love them so much, you can be with them. Go ahead. So the cruelty of the Assyrians was God's cruelty. God's cruelty. The cruelty of the Babylonians, God's cruelty. The cruelty of the Persians, God's cruelty. The cruelty of the Greeks, God's cruelty. The Romans, God. Spaniards, Portuguese, the Arabs, Africans, God's anger. The British, the Dutch, the French, the Swedish, the Portuguese, the Belgium, the Dutch, God's anger. British, God's anger.
The French.
The French, God's anger. Because they all did the same things to us. Just think about it. The French did the same thing. Hung us up. They skinned us, burned us at the stake, cut our hands off, cut our noses off, cut our ears off, cut our heads off. The Romans, they all did the same thing. The judgment against us is like a rain. Over and over again.
If you see the pattern of punishment, why do we still keep playing with the Most High?
Yeah.
It's like a pattern.
Yeah, that's what Israel did. He didn't care. This book right here, book right here. The Bible as History by Warner Keller. All right, we're going to get page 244. Take a look at this right here. All right, this is the book here. The Bible as History by Warner Keller. Confirmation of the book of books. Confirmation of the book of books. Hold it up longer. Confirmation of the book of books. You got it? All right. So, page 244. We're gonna read the page 246. Right? What pages I gave y'all? The 246. Yeah, stop at 246.
All right. The end of the northern kingdom.
End of who?
The northern kingdom.
Ahola. Go ahead.
And Pul, the king of Assyria, came against the land. 2 Kings 15:19.
Pul, Tiglath-Pileser III.
Concise, sober, and dispassionate. These words announced the end of the northern kingdom. The death of Jeroboam II introduced the last act. In the same year, 747 BC, the leprous king Uzziah of Judah also died. In the short intervening period during which
I believe Uzziah is Hezekiah's father, I believe. Go ahead.
In the short intervening period during which anarchy reigned, Menahem made himself king at Samaria. In 745 BC, a former soldier by the name...
Remember these names. Remember earlier on the relief, it mentions all these conquered kings. Ahab, Omri, Menahem, Uzziah. It mentions them on their reliefs. Okay, read on.
In 745 BC, a former soldier by name Pul had ascended the throne of Assyria, and from then on was known as Tiglath-Pileser III.
Right. See, here you go. That's Pul. Pul is Tiglath-Pileser III. We're gonna go over this next week, Lord's will. Go ahead.
He was the first of a succession of brutal tyrants who conquered what was so far the greatest empire of the ancient East.
He was the first of the succession of brutal emperors. Go ahead.
Their goal was Syria, Palestine, and the last cornerstone of the old world, Egypt. That meant that both Israel and Judah were caught between the pitiless millstones of a military state, for which the word peace had a contemptible sound, whose despot had cohorts had only three values: marching, conquering, oppressing.
Plundering. Go ahead.
From North Syria, Tiglath-Pileser III swept through the Mediterranean countries and forced independent peoples to become provinces and tributaries of the Assyrian Empire.
Paying tribute. If they didn't pay tribute, off with your nose, off with your ears, off with your eyes, off with your tongue, off with your skin.
Israel at first submitted voluntarily, and Menahem gave Pul 1,000 talents of silver, that his hand might be with him, to confirm the kingdom in his hand. And Menahem exacted the money of Israel, even of all the mighty men of wealth, of each man 50 shekels of silver.
A lot of money. Right.
To give to the king of Assyria. So the king of Assyria turned back and stayed not there.
As long as you paid our taxes, he left us alone.
And stayed not there in the land. 2 Kings chapter 15, verses 19 to 20. I received tribute from Menahem of Samaria, noted Tiglath-Pileser III in his annals.
See that? Read again. Hey, what?
I received tribute from Menahem of Samaria, noted Tiglath-Pileser III in his annals.
He wrote it down. He documented his tributes. Okay, King Menahem of Israel gave me tribute. They wrote this. He found these things. This is the proof the Bible's true. Go ahead.
1,000 talents correspond to 6 million gold sovereigns.
Wow.
50 shekels per head from the men of wealth amounted to 100 gold sovereigns each. Economists and statisticians will gather that there must have been 60,000 well-to-do people in Israel.
Wow, that's a lot of money. He got a lot of money.
King Menahem entertained the illusion that a pact with the tyrant and voluntary tribute would be the lesser of two evils, but the result was bad blood amongst his own people. Anger at the Assyrian taxes found an outlet in conspiracy and murder. Pekah, an army officer, murdered Menahem's son and heir, and ascended the throne. From then on, the anti-Assyrian party was the determining factor in the policy of the northern kingdom.
Ephraim had no good kings. None. This guy conspired with Syria. This guy here said, I'm going to go against the Assyrians and join up with the Syrians. This is called the Syro-Ephraim conspiracy. Syro-Ephraim, as in Aram and Ephraim, joined forces. Go ahead.
Rezin, king of Damascus, powerfully grabs the initiative. Under his leadership, the defensive league of the Aramean states against cities
See, go ahead.
and Edomites joined the alliance. Israel, too, took its place in the federation. Only King Ahaz of Judah remained absently outside.
Because Isaiah told him to stay out of it. When you read Isaiah, we're going to go over that next week. About Isaiah. We're going to read this whole account in Isaiah next week. But read that again.
Rezin, king of Damascus, powerfully grabs the initiative. Under his leadership, the defensive league of the Aramean states against Assyria came to life again.
Right, because the Ephraimites and Syrians joined forces to try to overthrow Assyria. Go ahead. With Pekah, Rezin and Pekah. Go ahead.
Phoenician and Arabian states, Philistine cities, and Edomites joined the alliance. Israel, too, took its place in the federation.
Ephraim. Go ahead.
Only King Ahaz of Judah remained absently outside.
We stay out of that. Go ahead, because Isaiah prophesied they'll lose. Go ahead.
Rezin and Pekah tried to force Judah into the league violently.
Yep, they try to join forces to overthrow us together. Go ahead.
Tiglath-Pileser III with a bow and sword, besieging a fortress, battering rams, pound the walls, impaled victims in background.
Impaled victims in the background. Go up in the back, go to the back. Look at the bodies in the back.
Damn.
Impaled victims in the background. That's God's anger. They were terrible, the Assyrians. Next, move over.
Then Rezin, king of Syria, and Pekah, son of Remaliah, king of Israel, came up to Jerusalem to war. And they besieged Ahaz, but could not overcome him.
Right.
2 Kings 16:5. In dire
And also Isaiah 8. Go ahead.
In dire straits, the king of Judah sent an SOS. So Ahaz sent messengers to Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria,
Because he was scared. This king was a beta. He was terrible. Go ahead.
saying, I am thy servant and thy son. Come up and save me out of the hand of the king of Assyria, and out of the hand of the king of Israel, which rise up against me. And Ahaz took the silver and gold that was found in the house of the Lord,
The temple.
and in the treasures of the king's house,
Evil as hell. Wrong as hell. Go ahead.
and sent it for a present to the king of Assyria. 2 Kings 16:7 and 8. I received tribute from Ahaz of Judah. Observe the Assyrian once more.
He wrote that down. I received tribute from Ahaz, king of Judah. He wrote that in his annals. Go ahead.
Now events took their disastrous course. For our knowledge of further development, we are indebted to two great historical records. First, the Bible.
Two great historical records. First and foremost, the Bible. Go ahead.
And second, the cuneiform tablets of stone and clay on which over 600 miles from where the terrible events took place.
Because he wrote these things on cuneiform. He wrote them on the walls. So the Bible first and foremost, and then he documented these things down on the cuneiform. Go ahead. Or obelisk.
The
ahead.
military developments were officially recorded. For more than 2.5 millennia, these documents lay in the magnificent palaces on the Tigris until scholars ran them to earth and translated them into our tongue.
Diligent research. And translated them into our tongue, English. Go ahead.
They make it plain once more in quite a unique way how true to history are the contents of these biblical stories.
Boom.
Wow.
The excavations prove and point out how true the Bible is. Go ahead.
The Bible and the Assyrian monuments are in entire agreement in their description of these events, which were fatal for the northern kingdom. The Old Testament historians note down the facts soberly. The Assyrian chronicler records every brutal detail.
You know what's crazy, though, about Assyria? Wasn't Jonah sent to Assyria?
Right.
And he said, I'm not going over there. The hell with them. And what happened to Jonah?
He ended up getting swallowed up.
By a whale, right?
Right.
What happened to that white dude recently?
Got swallowed up by a
By a
humpback.
whale. Bible's not real. You can't be swallowed by a whale and live. That white dude did. A white dude got swallowed by a whale by accident. The whale swallowed him up. He said he was in the whale's stomach for about a few 15 seconds. 15 seconds, which is a pretty long time. And he said he had to rub the inside of the mouth, at the head, and then it spit him out. That was a what kind of whale was it again?
It was a humpback
A
whale.
humpback whale.
A humpback whale.
Now, and that whale isn't even the biggest whale. He ain't even the biggest. And a man survived with a few bruises here and there. So the Bible's not real. You guys don't know what the hell you're talking about. Let's read on. So the well that Jonah was in was way bigger than that one. He was in it for 3 days, 3 nights. Hear that?
Detailed laid waste like mounds after the flood. From Western Campaign 734 to 733 BC. Says, in the days of Pekah, king of Israel, came Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, and took Hazor and Gilead and Galilee, all the land of Naphtali, and carried them captive to Assyria. 2 Kings 15:29.
Watch this.
Bet Omri, Israel, all of whose cities I had added to my territories on my former campaigns, and had left out only the city of Samaria.
He wrote this down. Watch this.
The whole of Naphtali I took for Assyria. I put my officials over them as governors. The land of Bet Omri, all his people and their possessions, I took away to Assyria. From Western Campaign and Gaza, Damascus, campaign 734 to 733 BC.
Watch this. Read on.
And Hoshea made a conspiracy against Pekah and slew him and reigned in his stead. 2 Kings 15:30. They overthrew Pekah, their king, and I made Hoshea to be king over them. From Gaza, Damascus campaign. Damn. Somber evidence of the capture of Hazor by Tiglath-Pileser III, king of Assyria, 2 Kings 15:29, has been supplied by a layer of rubble at Tel Kara in Israel in the course of the most recent excavations by archaeologists from the Hebrew University. Traces came to light of the shattered Israelite fortress, which had been rebuilt during a monarchy for defense purposes by Solomon and Ahab on the site of the old Canaanite fort, which had been conquered by Joshua. The strength of the keep, which its 6-foot thick walls, was such that it was only surpassed by the famous royal palace at Samaria, now likewise rediscovered. The apartments in the castle at Hazor were covered by a layer of ashes 3 feet thick. The stones were blackened with smoke, charred beams, and fragments of what had been at one time paneled ceilings lay scattered about the ground.
Is that it? Is it? No, it's not what I want. He said something about why he did it. Come on. 246. 246. You got 246? Yes, sir. Go down to the bottom. I think you skipped something. It just records every brutal detail.
Oh, okay. I
read that. So read the Bible and the Syrian monuments.
The Bible and the Assyrian monuments are in entire agreement in their depiction of these events, which were fatal for the northern kingdom. The Old Testament historian notes down the facts soberly. The Assyrian chronicler records every brutal detail.
The Assyrian chronicler records every brutal detail. 2 Kings, read that, watch this.
Second book of Kings. The king of Assyria went up against Damascus and took it, and carried the people of his captive to Kir, and slew Rezin.
He slew Rezin, Pekah's boy. Watch this.
2 Kings 16:9.
Cuneiform
text of Tiglath-Pileser III.
His writings, watch this.
His noblemen I impaled alive and displayed this exhibition to his land.
Remember there earlier, he had impaled people in the background. Go ahead.
All his gardens and fruit orchards are destroyed. I besieged and captured the native city of Rezin, of Damascus. 800 people with their belongings I led away. Towns in 16 districts of Damascus I laid waste like mounds after the flood. From Western Campaign 734 to 733 BC.
So he's making it clear what he did. He laid waste everything. All right? Showing that these guys were cruel, and they documented everything that they did. Hold on a second. Yeah, that was it. So I'm going to stop there for now. Wrap it up. So we're going to lead, and we're going to eventually go into the fall of it. We're going to go into the history about Northern Kingdom falling again, and leading up to the fall of the Assyrians as well, how they fell and how Babylon took over. So that's going to take us into Daniel 7, which will be the time of the Gentiles. All right. So hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. Hope you guys get something out of it. Shout outs to the IT team. Shout outs to the breakfast team as well. And praises for that. And announcements.
Yes, sir. Hey, let's give Deacon a hand for that class once again. A lot of information out of it. Great class. All praise to the Most High. Israel, as you see where your funds go to, Deacon grabbing more and more books to bring more information to you guys. If you want to donate, remember our PayPal has changed to ioic.philadelphia@israelunite.org. We appreciate all the donations. Also, don't forget to donate to the Booster Club, IUIC.fundraising@israelunite.org, and follow our YouTube page on Our Hidden History Radio. Okay, Our Hidden History Radio. Where you can find
Shout out to whoever donated the book, the Roman Emperor's book. You got it. Thank you so much for that. We got more copies of that now. We got 2, I think 3 now. So all praises to that. We could always use more.
All praises. All praise to the Lord. So follow our YouTube, Our Hidden History Radio, so you can find all
Man,
the
speak up like you got
episodes.
some life in you, bro. Come on, man.
Yes, sir. Follow our YouTube channel on Our Hidden History Radio, so you can find every episode that Deacon did from the Northern Kingdom in Americas all the way up to the Moors and up till now with Assyria. All right? I think that's... Yes, follow, subscribe, like, and comment on our pages. Also, shout out to the brothers that came down yesterday for the Philly March with Juneteenth. All praise in the Most High, brothers.
IUIC,
Rochester,
New York,
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yep.
Yeah, all praise
Shout
in the
out
Most
to
High.
Deacon Malakaya for blessing
Yes, sir.
the new Philly camp spot.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Raven and Wolves.
Yep.
Officer Jez, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it, man. Deacon?
With that, we say shalom. And until next week, we'll see y'all again. Shalom. Most High and Christ bless. Thank you.
Shalom, Most High and Christ bless.
Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's gonna